Hi, this is Mart, and you are watching Mart's TV reviews. Today I'm going to talk about the TV show Heartbreak High. It's an Australian TV show you probably never heard about, but it's better than Home and Away and Neighbours put together. Set in Hartley High School in inner city Sydney. We all grew up with Australian television, TV dramas, the TV shows. A lot of us with even Home and Away, and some of us with Neighbours before that. And you had Neighbours, Home and Away, and then a show that came about. A friend of mine used to watch in his house. They'd be telling us about it and different characters on the show, like Con Bordino and Nick and Rivers, Bolton, all these characters. And we'd never seen the show before. And we went up to his house anyway and just watched it. I was just blown away by the show. Just like the style of the show, and it was gritty, and it talked about everyday life and how it showed different ethnic groups, cultures, backgrounds, how they all mix together, and how the differences and the similarities. And it was just a different show to Home and Away. Home and Away was kind of set up in Palm Beach in North Sydney, and kind of a country out in the countryside, where you had your Neighbours in Melbourne, which was a kind of a suburban show. A funny anecdote: my cousin used to have Neighbours, the TV show, in his home, and he asked my mother one day, "Do we have Neighbours?" And he's talking about the TV show, but my mother thought, he said, "Yeah, of course we have Neighbours." You know what I mean? But they said, "No, the Neighbours, the TV show." I said, "No, it was on BBC One or something, I think, at the time." I used to watch Neighbours with my cousins as well. Just about half one, I think, in the summer times, is see all the beautiful blonde girls. Anyway, Heartbreak High. Just what grabs you from the start, just the kind of intro, the kind of punk rock theme song, and it goes Gannon Television presents. So Gannon's a kind of Irish surname, I presume, and the producers Ben Gannon and Michael Jenkins. And the show used to be on Bravo when I had kind of cable TV, when we got the cable in. And yeah, I'm just rewatching the series now. They have it up on Netflix. I think they got the full seasons of Heartbreak High up on Netflix. So I'm just kind of rewatching the first season again. Just kind of nostalgia. There's going to be a new Heartbreak High in 2022, which I found amazing. I found out the other day. So like in the first series, we had Nick, Christina, who was Miss Milano, Rose, Con, Danielle, Steve, Yola, Rivers, Bolton, Jody, Cheka, Jack, Southgate, Graham, Deloraine, Ruby, Irene, George, and Effie. I mean, basically Nico, who was George in the series, and he was basically the drama coach as well. And he wrote Mad Max Fury Road a few years ago with George Miller, his fellow Greek Australian. And the story is essentially about inner city Sydney, an inner city Sydney high school, and their life and times, their lives and love lives. And it's showing you a story kind of centers on Nick, who comes from a Greek family, and I think his mother's Italian, Irene, and his father George is Greek. He's got a cousin, Con Bordino, who's Italian. And I think his mother, Con's mother, and Nick's mother are sisters. And it just shows them all hanging out together in the same high school, Hartley High. And you have basically people from different ethnic groups in the school. You got your Greeks, you got your Italians, you got the Yola, who's Lebanese, and Christina, who's kind of student teacher, kind of new teacher. She's Miss Milano, she's Italian, and it's kind of great to see at the start in the first season, in episode 1, her mother and father just kind of wishing her well, and her father talking to her in Italian as she leaves her home, and you can see she's probably second generation Italian. The stories are very, it's very kind of raw and gritty kind of series, but it shows students of inner city Sydney, and they kind of dress which way they want, and there's some kind of American kind of culture you can see in the background. It shows their daily lives and how they deal with their teachers, that's teaching of them, and it's kind of great in the sense that it stays away from stereotypes. It's not. They show Danielle like she wants to play soccer, and she wants to be a goalkeeper, and I like that, to see that. And yeah, it just shows them hanging out together and going to school and just dealing with life situations. It's kind of centered on the first 4 or 5 episodes on Nick and Jodie. She's kind of a singer, and then they're kind of rapping. It's kind of the age of rap in 1994, rap, hip hop, and they're kind of fighting for their rights in school as well. And she kind of inspires them to stand up for themselves. A lot of them just kind of see school as a drag, you see. But there's a great episode early on, I think it's season 1, episode 4, where Rivers gets in trouble, and Southgate, who's kind of a tough guy, teacher, science teacher, and he kind of he lays down the law, discipline in school as well. He kind of bails Rivers out of it. He helps him kind of, because Rivers might want to be a mechanic in the army. He doesn't want to get in trouble on the wrong side of the law. He's trying to keep him on the straight and narrow. Yeah, it's great to see that happening. And Delorain's kind of like, he's kind of a fair-minded kind of principal, he's kind of more kind of a hippie back in the day. Like, I enjoyed watching Home and Away. I mean, you would see Home and Away, like, it's kind of probably a lot of the English, Scots, Welsh and Irish, in recent times, some Italian names, and they brought on Leah in Home and Away as well, who is Greek as well. She was in Heartbreak High as well. I think it's in season 1, season 2. They brought more kind of groups in, but you would never you see more of the ethnic mix and the cultural mix in Heartbreak High. It was kind of revolutionary for the time that all the different ethnic groups were shown on screen. How they dealt with their life situations, some coming from all over the world. Yeah, I just like the dynamics of the show, and it shows the teachers' private lives as well as the students' private lives and their public lives. I just really love the show. I don't like. It's hard to explain why you like something, but I just like the atmosphere. I like the punk rock kind of music at the start, the imagery, and just the gritty feel of the show and how they are together, just hanging out, and just how they deal with situations and kind of help each other out, and no matter what's going on. And the big thing at the time as well, like soccer was the answer to everything. Like, let's play soccer, And some of the lads, Rick Rivers and Bolt and all them, they'd be more into kind of Australian football. They wouldn't be mad about soccer now, and they're dealing like the kind of two kind of alpha males in the group would be kind of Nick and Rivers. They'd be kind of in charge of kind of leaders of kind of two different types of groups. But in the end, they kind of get along. There's a lovely scene in, I think, episode 4 or 5 in season 1, Rivers playing Shaka. Basically, they're both very good at pool, and they're good pool players, and they play each other, and they kind of just start liking each other. Then there's things in common, beyond differences, the similarities, and that's nice to see. And I think they start hanging out together as well. I recommend watching Heartbreak High on Netflix. It's definitely a show that people should watch, because they talk about social issues and situations that's always relevant, and it's a great character study of inner city life. It's a great kind of sociological study of it, how people get on in groups and as individuals, part of families. That's the end of Mart's TV reviews for this week. You can like this review and subscribe by pressing the red button at the right hand side of this video, and go on to our YouTube page, and you can watch and like and subscribe to the channel and watch more videos from Near Media. Thank you for watching, and talk to you next time.